kind of live now, so.
Oh, wait, really?
Oh, that's good.
No.
Oh, we're live? Are we live? What's going on?
Are we
Which
there?
camera am I on?
We're on group.
Magic,
Oh,
which
wait,
camera?
Oh.
This
All
never
right.
changes.
So we're live on the producers?
So
All right.
So where am I looking?
Welcome.
now?
You're going to be looking over
Oh,
here.
it's still there.
But, okay, so in the meantime, welcome to Island Origins. This is the week of, I don't even know,
The end of March.
sometime at the end of March. And we had a fabulous brunch on Sunday, David.
Did we?
We had a fabulous brunch on
I love how it's now my brunch.
It's yours by osmosis.
By osmosis. I thank you. So yes, we had a fabulous
We had a
brunch.
fabulous brunch. Yeah, don't hide it. Don't deny it. All right. So, welcome to Island Origins Live, where you can find us, of course, here on Jamaicans.com on our own page at Island Origins. You can find us online at islandoriginsmag.com and, of course, in our fabulous Island Origins magazine. Today we have with us two fabulous people who were at our brunch on Sunday. They are the founder and what is your title with Miami Web Fest?
I am Chief Strategist and Board Chair.
Okay, so we have the founder and the chief
everything.
strategist and board chair.
Every job. is mine.
Every job is Laverne.
I'm kidding.
But it's not about Laverne, right?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's about the Miami Web Fest. So let's do the intro, all right? So from April 26 to 29, Miami Web Fest celebrates the best of web content creation from around the world. We will meet the team, bringing it all together with partners like Comedy Central and NBC6 on board. Joining us today are Bryan, Thompson, and Laverne Daley, who does everything, to talk about Miami Web Fest. These are both very colorful characters, so it won't be a boring show, guys, all right? So I'm actually going to start with, it's usually ladies first, but because Bryan is the founder, we're going to start with him.
Absolutely.
And he's a veteran, so what is that, Boorah? What is that? How is that? Boorah?
Well,
Boorah? I don't
no,
know.
that's the Marines.
Oh, I don't know.
For the army is Hua.
What?
So, Hua.
What's
Hua.
Hua.
Sorry, it's different language thing. All right, so all that stuff. So Bryan Thompson is an award-winning filmmaker, international business executive, and U.S. Army veteran. He earned his LLM, what is that, a master's in law, fancy stuff, at the University of Miami with coursework including TV and film distribution and international law. His studies led him to eventually write and produce films spanning several genres, each dealing with complex legal issues. Bryan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And please just introduce yourself very briefly.
All right, so I'm Bryan Thompson. Pretty much regular guy who just loves a bunch of different things, and I've been blessed and fortunate to be able to participate in the things that I'm most passionate about, and in the process help some people who may have found themselves in unique situations of getting out of the military and then wanting to create films. So we have the Miami Web Series Festival, which is a film festival for web series, as Calibe was just saying. And then we have the Veteran Film Awards, which is a film festival for veterans who have decided to make films. Now, it's co-located. It's all one event. So it's the Veteran Film Awards, and then the Miami Web Fest is the big event.
All right, we're getting into some details. So we're going to want to explain all of that. So I want to introduce Laverne, and then we can actually get into the detail, the meat of what the Web Fest is all about. Because it's fascinating stuff. We don't want it to go by too fast and people miss it. So I'm going to introduce Laverne Daley, doer of all things, right? Laverne Daley is just a fabulous, go get him, all-rounder kind of person. She's an award-winning business strategist, sought-after speaker and community leader with over 20 years experience guiding market expansion strategies for corporations and nonprofits. Try saying that 3 times fast. Laverne and her L Global team help leaders realize their vision and meet and exceed revenue goals through executive coaching and consulting services. I think we need her on board.
I think so.
I'm ready.
All that revenue.
Are you sure?
I'm ready.
I thought you said 3 years. We're gonna have to jump forward.
Well, let's see how this goes.
Okay,
All right.
let's see how this goes, and then
How
we'll move
tonight
forward
goes.
from
I like
there.
that you're ready though. That works.
So Laverne, let's get a little quick intro of you and what you do.
Sure. So I lead a team of growth strategists. And what that means is we help businesses that are 3+ years in business in any of the areas where they need to realign to revenue. So that's generally sales, marketing, branding, operating infrastructure, leadership coaching, and and a myriad of other areas. That's the short version.
Okay. All right. So you're busy, lady.
I'm busy. I'm busy.
Just a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So, before we get started, David, you met both of these wonderful people. You've seen them before.
I may have seen them.
Yeah, but you were chatting very feverishly with them on Sunday afternoon. So what was your impression of the dynamic between these two fabulous people and their webfest? We need the sexy man commentary.
Okay, well, all right. Let's give you the sexy man commentary. I don't know that I actually thought about their dynamic with regard to the webfest on Sunday. I was actually more intrigued by their overall just fabulousness, the fact that they fit into the audience that we had very well, that they had engaging dialogue, particularly surrounding the stories that existed in the room and their interest in hearing more from the myriad of personalities and stories which existed.
Colorful.
Very, very colorful.
That they were.
Right. So I thought that it was very pleasant that we all enjoyed that time together. It was great to be in that informal space to really just kind of get to know more about each other and our stories. Right. And I think in the end, what I truly think that we should talk about, maybe in the last 10 minutes of the show, is how we're going to have Laverne pursue her singing career in the very near future. Like we had so many great topics on Sunday, but
so that was Sunday. Let's get back to today.
Right. So back to the business at hand.
Yeah, but
yeah,
no, we'll get into. You're right. In that last 10 minutes after we take our break, we'll get into some juicy tidbits. But let's actually talk about the Web Fest. What is it? So without actually getting into this day, this is happening, or what is the concept of the Web Fest and how did you come up with it?
Well, the concept is really it's a film festival for web series. So what that means is you have these episodes, in lieu of making short films now. Filmmakers are starting to make webisodes or web series. So they'll take, say, 90 minutes of content and they'll chop it up into 5 or 10 minute segments. And then they'll be able to show that, in some cases they'll show it online, like on a YouTube or a Vimeo platform. But in a lot of cases nowadays they'll keep it private so that they can show it to the right people in the hopes that they can get picked up by a major network like Netflix. And so that's been happening a lot, and a lot of people are really excited. We've had a few filmmakers from our festival who've gone on and gotten deals with Netflix and other networks, so it's really exciting.
Let me jump in. I have to. Sorry, I'm going to make sure to try to speak English before I get comfortable here. I just got really excited. All this time, I've been hearing about Miami Web Fest, and I had no idea what this was about. I just got it right now.
Even after Sunday?
There's a huge
He was focused on the singing and stuff.
I was much more interested in your beautiful personality than in anything to do with it. I just got it. So it's for like web series. It's like for short series. Like we're just gonna cut it up in. I never realized that. And I'm actually like enthralled. So it's not anything but just like short like TV series that you can make, like, and you can just broadcast this anywhere. It's like it's so spectacular. I love this idea. Now that I actually know what it is.
But you know what? It's great that you're saying that, because I think that for many people, they're not sure what the concept means either.
I just
and
thought
they don't get it. So I'm
meant like
glad you're saying
something
that.
else, like to do with the internet or.
Yeah.
I didn't really think.
It's internet. It's web
Right,
based.
but I never thought about it like being this show cut up and you can have small episodes and.
So actually, you do explain the difference between regular film or regular series and what web series means different from.
Sure. So of course you have all the different genre, but just speaking in general about the storytelling type of production, you'll have a short film or you'll have a feature-length film, right? So short film is going to be up to about 30 minutes, and then beyond that, which is normally about 90 minutes, is a feature length. And the type of storytelling, if your story has a beginning, middle, and an end, it's a much more nuanced, take your time and get to, and you don't want to give everything away right at the beginning, right? And so inevitably you'll have storylines that there's a certain point where it's like it's a little slow and you don't know why, but they're taking you through that and they're building that tension. Well, with a web series, particularly the type of web series that we see, which is normally it's about 10 minutes worth of content per episode, you got to get quicker. You have to get to that point a little bit quicker. It's a different type of storytelling. And because it's a different type of storytelling, it's a different, there are different techniques that are used, right? And so you have to, if it's an exciting story, you have to be exciting every single episode. But what it does is it allows it, if you use a free platform like YouTube and you're doing webisodes like this, it allows you somewhat the same way that you've done with Island Origins Live. It allows you to build your fan base. And then when it's time for you to say, okay, I have this concept, HBO or Netflix or whoever, and last year from the season that I put online for free last year, 3 million people watched it. So you might want to take a look at this because this is a no-lose proposition.
So this was like what Issa Rae was doing before she did, what's her show called?
Oh gosh.
It's called Awkward Black Girl.
Yes, something like that. Something like that.
So it was that before, and then she and they were shooting like literally. They would take the cell phone, and somebody was just doing a real ratchet job, and there was no rhyme or reason. It was 3 minutes or it was 10 minutes. They didn't care, but the stories were so compelling that she was telling that it didn't matter that it was being done on a cell phone. It was just like rich stories, and now she's on HBO.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Right. So it's the same kind of thing that happens when you present a good product at Miami Web Fest.
Yeah.
So what's the connection with Netflix?
So the beauty is, well, we don't have a direct connection with them. It's just that what has happened is, for example, our first year we had a show called Gringolandia that was in Miami Web Fest. And Gringolandia was a show that everyone liked and it did really well. And they did, at the time that we started, there were about 10 web series festivals in the world. Now there's like 30. Most of them are on other continents, but in the U.S., there's 3 or 4 that are really strong, and then there's several in Canada. So at that time, they had done a few festivals, and the more that you win at festivals, the more companies like Netflix will look at you, right? So it's almost like any other sales pitch. You're going in and you're saying, look, we won at these prominent festivals, and we've had X number of people watch us, so you should take a look at it. And so that's kind of what's been happening. So we've had there were 4 productions that did that exact same thing. So Miami Web Fest is considered, throughout the world to be one of the more prominent web series festivals that you can attend.
Congratulations.
Yes.
That is spectacular.
Yes.
I gotta say a few things.
Do, yeah.
I love this whole thing.
Now that you got it, huh?
Yeah, everyone who's watching.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Everyone who's watching, and you too. Questions. Let's start seeing your questions.
Yeah.
Everybody, I want to hear questions. What are your thoughts? What's going on? What do you want to add to this?
And hit share, please.
And of course, hit share.
Yeah.
But now, Bryan, I'm so in love with this. How is this judged? Like, do you have like a team of judges? How do you win? Like, is there specific criteria? I know teams that might want to enter. Is it too late? How does it all work? Like, how do I get to be a part of the Miami Web Fest and to win and to get on these great platforms? I'm like so excited. Give me that information, please.
Well, you just need to know us. I'm teasing.
No.
I'm teasing.
I know that's not how it works.
I'm teasing.
I'm teasing.
You see why we retained her.
There's a process.
Yeah,
I
want to hear more, especially speak to the film teams that are out there who want to win competitions. I know some even in this building, 1310 Bandits, who are champions at winning film competitions. So tell us more, because like sincerely, we know people who want to enter and win stuff like this. So, all right,
Yeah, so let me tell you, when I started this thing, it was a crazy idea. I was getting out of the military, and I had already let me go back. When I was deployed in Iraq, I said, when and assuming if I make it back, one piece, I want to do with my life what makes me happy and what I'm truly passionate about, right? So, I have, my brain just seems to go in a lot of different directions, but I've been a creative person my whole life. So I wanted to make movies. And that sort of led me down this path. And when, prior to being in the military and prior to that, I had lived in Miami for a few years, and it was just, I fell in love with the place, So I knew that when I got out of the military, I was coming back to Miami, even though I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. And so I decided that, at this point I had created a web series called The Cell, an action sci-fi, and we'd won in some web series festivals.
That you produced and starred.
Yes.
Oh, and you have inside information.
Yes.
I'm an informer. Yes.
And directed and carried out the bags.
I know the feeling, my brother. I know the feeling.
Empty the garbage cans.
All right. Yeah. So
yeah.
sorry.
Sometimes painful, but it's our passion, so we do
There
it.
you go.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'd gone to a couple of web series festivals, and I was really disappointed. I won't name any names, but it's just that you're in a place, and I know this is the plight of many independent filmmakers, where you spend your money to go to a place, and then you're like sitting in this theater, and the only other people in the theater are other people who have a production in that festival. So there's no network execs in the room. There's nothing.
The opportunities
Yeah,
that are
there's
actually
no
going
real
to move you
opportunities.
forward.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was frustrating to me. Coming from a business and military background, I was like, well, this isn't 1 + 1 isn't really adding up. So I decided, well, when I get back, I have to cultivate Miami, right? I want to start shooting. I want to start filming stuff in Miami, making good content, and I want to work the Miami circuit. So the first thing I thought was there has to be a Miami Web Series Festival. So I kind of tabled that thought, and you fast forward a little bit, and I had to have a major surgery. Something happened to me in Iraq, and I had to part of my lung had to be removed. And when that happened, I knew I was going to be discharged from the military. It was just a matter of time. So I started thinking, what's my exit strategy? What's my next move? And true to what I'd said about, following my dream, I said, well, I want to start moving forward with this. And then, so I'm in the hospital. I woke up from the surgery, and I said, you know what? Let me send something to. There's got to be a Miami Web Series Festival. There's other ones because it's Miami. And I looked, and there wasn't one. And I was like, I'm gonna start a web series festival.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It was
You
just
see a need and you fill that need.
Yeah.
It exists, you create it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So that's pretty much how it happened. So my thing is, like I said, I wanted to cultivate the Miami community, the Miami film community, and what ended up happening is I put the name Miami in there, and so all these people from New York and LA and all over the world started submitting to the festival. But nobody in Miami was submitting.
Oh God, yeah.
And so I was like, so the first year and even into the second year, the numbers of actual South Florida filmmakers that were participating in my festival web series was very small as compared to everyone else.
Brian,
And so
I'm sorry to cut you, but I'm dying to hear, how does somebody join
He
up?
wants to know
I want to know
submit,
tell my
how do you
people out
get
there,
in. He
how do
wants
we
to
join
know that.
up? How
Okay.
do we
Yes.
submit? How do we get on the
All
board?
right.
Like, I love the backstory, but I want to know how to join up.
Let's get involved. All right, okay.
Let the people know, how do you sign up? Is
Okay,
there,
so-
is there a website? Is there a place where,
Yes.
give it to me.
Yeah, so MiamiWebFest.com is our website. On that website, there'll be a link, submit, and then there's a link for tickets. You can also go directly to Facebook.com/Miami Web Fest, and on Film Freeway, that's where you actually upload your content and you can submit. We're open for submissions right now.
What are the rules? Like how long?
Until
how
when?
short?
Hold on. Until when?
When is it? End?
Next year.
Yeah, until next year. Like we're into next year. We're
Yeah,
taking
to
submissions
clarify that.
because we started taking submissions early for 2019 because we wanted the people that are participating in the festival this year to sort of, like the local people in particular, to be able to come to the festival and really see what we're talking about. You know, see these.
So it's cut off for this year already?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Because it's happening in 30 days. so,
Right,
you know.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, but for 2019, we're open for submissions.
Yeah.
So Laverne,
Yes.
I was enjoying the backstory because that's like and I've heard
Yes.
it before, and it
Yes.
was like, you know, this trudging through the wilderness and
Yes,
fighting for the country,
yes,
and I'm coming back and I'm gonna be an artist and get my law degree.
Yes.
So he found Superwoman. So tell us what your involvement with all of the super skills that you talked about.
Okay.
How have you kind of transposed those upon Bryan Thompson, my cousin, and and Miami Web Fest.
Speaking of nepotism,
There you go.
right? Yes.
Amen.
So, I met Bryan, I guess 2 years ago. Yeah, about 2 years ago at a advisory board meeting for the United Way. So one of the many hats that I wear is I do a lot of community service, and one of the places where I lend my time is for a Veterans Initiative to help veterans reacclimate to civilian life. A funny thing happened where timing is everything in life. So when I met him, I just launched my business, and I was at a place where I really wanted to work on projects that I enjoyed. Now, I have an entertainment background from way back when. And when he talked to me about the film festival, I saw that our skills were uniquely complemented each other in that he had a fantastic idea. It was a beautiful concept. We would be able to showcase this region. And essentially this year, that's what it's evolved to. Not only are we doing web series, or not only do we want to have the best possible content to get out there, what we've evolved to is, for this year, which is the 4th edition, 5th year, this is sort of our love letter to the Miami area, to the South Florida area. And that's why we wanted to bring in this year some fantastic local talent, such as the people who are sitting here next to me, right? To be part of the festival. So my role as chief strategist is to leverage relationships up this way, this way, this way, and that way, right? So that's my role. So essentially leverage those relationships to expand on the festival, to help with operating infrastructure, and to help with the marketing of the festival in order to make it a global, in order to make it just more globally known and locally known, right? So we wanted to have a deeper local audience. So and in that way, we complemented each other because I have a deep local network, right? That's how it works. That's how it works. Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the global and international fanciness that's going on here, because we said that we have Comedy Central involved, we have NBC6 involved, well, they're local.
Yes.
But what's some of the global input? Who are the fancy people that are coming? Who are we going to go? Ooh, I saw this person there. Who is that?
So we have Keith David. Keith David is a very well-known actor. He's been in everything, The Thing, Enlisted, a number of different series. But he's also got this voice, very distinctive voice that is probably as well-known as like a Morgan Freeman, something like that. But right now he's starring in an Oprah Winfrey show called Greenleaf.
Greenleaf, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he plays Pastor Greenleaf. So
pretty
he's
awesome.
he's
love him.
definitely one of my favorite actors. So it's very special. And then we have Bob Gunton. So a lot of people will know Bob Gunton as the warden in Shawshank Redemption. And then you see him in everything. You've seen him in Daredevil, the Daredevil series on Netflix, and 24, the Jack Bauer version, 24, and just everywhere. This guy's, you will definitely recognize him.
So you have the celebrities there, and then the first thing you said was that when you were going to other people's events, there were not the people who were going to connect you and actually make something to happen with your career. So who are those people going to be at this event?
Okay, so we also have the judges, and that also answers David's question.
Yes.
Um,
David's like, finally.
I want to hear, but I'm excited about this whole process. So
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
And I want to tell you why it's like this. So
Yeah.
the judges, I intentionally picked judges from 2014 on that worked at companies like HBO and Netflix and places like that, because what I really want to happen is to see these deals continue to happen and grow. I want Miami Web Fest to be the place where people get discovered. And I've never made any bones about that. I mean, that's our goal. And every year, we're pushing forward towards that. And this year, we've actually added a pitching competition. So we have network execs from Viacom, Univision, and a few others that are going to be there, and they're accepting pitches. So people get up there, they play a little video, and basically if you put yourself in the mindset of Shark Tank, that's what Pitch Fest is.
Okay.
We actually also have a new addition, Tom Woodley, that everybody's excited about, because Tom Woodley is one of the creative directors of College Humor, and he's also the inventor or the creator of that marketing campaign, The Most Interesting Man in the World. And his company actually, they actively look for content. So it was really hand in glove. I had to add him onto the panel. So very excited about that. That's some of the international. And then we have, of course, the international filmmakers from all over Brazil, Australia, Mexico, you name it, they're coming.
Awesome.
So I just wanted to add that, in addition to some of the folks that Bryan mentioned, we have someone coming in from California who leads technical operations for Paramount Studios.
Nice.
And he's currently in that role.
Okay.
So he's flying in to do a production and master class. So folks, if you're coming out, he would be the person to network with.
So you're learning as well as doing show and tell, as well as networking.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right. So
I'm just dying
Of
to
course,
all
I
this
know.
different stuff. So who should want to come? Like, I can think of a lot of people who I think would want to come. But when you have the event and the different days and different events that happen within, who should be the people saying, I'm going to be there? Who is
other than the obvious film.
Other than the people who are just like already entrenched in the industry. Yeah, I just wonder who else. Who should be like?
Yes,
should
Miss Strategy.
potential actors, actresses?
Yes.
So,
Keep going. I'll keep saying yes.
oh,
Yeah,
well,
keep going. I'll keep saying yes. The answer is yes.
So pretty much
So-
everyone with interest in the film
Yes.
and production industry, like to do with. So there's yes to everybody.
Yes, because
That's so interesting.
almost everyone enjoys the arts in some way, right? And this year we have something for everyone. I mean, we've got a monologue competition for actors who want to come in and compete. We have a renowned acting coach who is going to give them tips. So we have that, and then we have phenomenal speakers like Calibe and David, who will be coming in to talk about a little bit about her journey, right? Her journey from bicycle to.
Yes,
the bad thing is I remember everything you tell me.
The bicycle, yes,
from riding that bicycle to being an executive producer of a syndicated show, right? And also executive producer for Island Origins for all of this year. So so there's that. Then we have some other incredible local people coming in, like Beth Smart from Smart Planet TV, and C. Madeline, who is a deaf performer and fashion icon. So and she can talk about her journey. So we chose interesting people from diverse backgrounds, so that it would be open and accessible to everyone. So essentially, folks who want to be inspired can come. Right? Because some of the stories are truly inspiring, and they can learn from those who are able to achieve and move along the journey, how they got there, right? So, and as well as actors and filmmakers.
Nice. Okay, so sorry guys, we're gonna take a short break for commercials because we gotta pay those bills, right? we forgot to mention at the beginning of this show, so we're going to make the giveaway time a little bit shorter. We know you've been paying very close attention, but we are giving away 2 tickets to the Friday of the film festival, the Miami Web Fest. Let me stop calling it the film festival. We're giving away 2 tickets to Miami Web Fest for the Friday afternoon. That is, in fact, the day when I'm doing my talk.
That is correct.
But it's an all-day pass, so if you don't want to listen to me, that's fine. Come and say hello anyway. But we're giving away 2 tickets. Because we didn't say it at the beginning of the show, we are going to ask you to listen very closely to what is said in the next 10 minutes after the commercial break. We're going to ask a question based on that information, and we will give you, and you're going to text to win. Right? The information is on the screen, so go ahead and text to win. But for right now, we are in a commercial break, and we want to say thank you to DMR Media, who is doing all this fabulous 3-camera switching. And for those of us inside of the studio, we won't tell you how it's being done, but it's pretty awesome, pretty cost effective, and it looks amazing, right? So thanks to DMR Media. If you need this type of setup, if you want to do lives, if you have a radio show or a television show, or you have an event that you need covered, DMR can do this for you. And your website is on the screen.
It is.
Okay, it's on the screen. It's DMR4U, the number 4U.com. All right, and our next sponsor is Nikki Lopez Creative. Woo woo! Nikki is a stellar social media maven. She is the person who keeps us on point here at Island Origins Live. She works for several of the non-governmental organizations around Broward County, many artists. She hosts art shows, etc., etc. But she's awesome at social media. She will get your numbers up. She'll get your engagement up. Please check out Nikki Lopez, and it's nikkilopez.com. Her company is Nikki Lopez Creative. And finally, the Taste the Islands Experience 2018. Woo! All right, so that's our event, as you know by now, right? It's going to be June 2nd. It's all-inclusive, all VIP. It's over at the Fort Lauderdale Historical Society. It's right on the riverfront, downtown Fort Lauderdale. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be awesome. I won't take up too much more time talking about that, because Mr. Sexy Man wants to get back to his questions. Right, Sexy Man?
Sure.
So just make sure you stay tuned. Pay attention to what's going on in this next 10 minutes before the questions start to come in. We're going to ask a question based on the answers and give away 2 tickets to the Friday. You're going to text to win with the information that's on the screen. Sorry, take it away.
Yeah, no problem. So, yeah, I mean, again, my mind is bubbling, and I'm thinking about all these different people, and like some of the things you said have really piqued my interest. Should people come expecting to be able to watch some of these series? Like, if I show up, do I get to see? Is there a screening time? Like, so people are competing to win things. Do we get to see the winners? How does all of that play out? I want to know, where can I see the content? How do I know who won, who didn't win? Give me more about that information about this web series.
Sure, absolutely. So the way the festival is set up, we have our screenings at the Wilsonian Museum.
Pause.
And
so the screenings are during those 3 days?
Yes.
Or it's before or after? During, yeah. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And people who sign up get to come and see them?
Right. For example,
awesome.
The people that are winning the Friday Pass,
yes,
they're going to watch screenings. They're going to see.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So you get an entertainment as well as information.
Yes.
Oh, this is new. I love it.
And you get to listen to Calibe
on
on Friday.
That's true. Exactly. I hear Calibe every day. I'm excited about watching some web series. This is. Keep going. Tell us what else did I get to?
Sure. So we have that, and then in the evenings we have seminars and panels. We're gonna have that Friday. We're gonna have the Pitch Fest, and we're gonna have also speakers, and that's gonna take place at the Marseille Hotel. So the Marseille Hotel is beautiful for those of you who haven't been there. And then after the Marseille Hotel, everyone's gonna go over to Aura nightclub. And that's where we have our official after party.
What?
And by the way, that's the theme of Miami Web Fest.
The after party?
Wait. Great content and amazing parties. Every night we pack folks up, we put them in the party bus, and we take them out to have a great time. So,
yeah. The lady who was asking about putting a little something. Sorry, professional.
This is so great. I love all of this. This is like beyond anything I could. I'll be honest with you. The name sounded like, oh, it's something you might want to go to. Now that I hear what it's about, I cannot wait.
How the award ceremony. Let's talk about the award ceremony because that is the piece de resistance. That is the icing on the cake, right? So. Talk a little bit about the award ceremony.
Sure. So my vision for the award ceremony was to make it like the Oscars. So we have the red carpet. Everyone gets dressed up to the nines. We have the interviews taking place on the red carpet. Everyone comes in, light hors d'oeuvres being served. Everyone takes a seat. We're gonna have during the show. We have keynote speakers. So we have for the portion of the award ceremony that is for veteran, our keynote speaker is General Bernard Lufke, who is a documentary filmmaker himself, and he's also the first U.S. Army soldier to do combat jumps alongside the...
Well, let's talk about that a little bit because I don't think we touched on it. Bryan's give back to the military and his military service was to launch the first ever VFAs, which is the Veteran Film Awards. And that's where we get to celebrate the best military content in this at this fantastic red carpet setting so that we can celebrate our military personnel who have done really well in the arts or who want to be in the arts. And that's where General Bernie Lufke, that you mentioned, will be keynoting. And from there, it goes right into the major award ceremony. So everyone gets to participate, and and then at the end, of course, there's guess what? Another party. There's a theme here.
So the Veteran Award is part of a larger award for the actual film submitted.
It starts correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just, I love this whole thing. The only part that I'm not super thrilled about is I have to wait to enter next year. I'm like, oh my gosh. What is the cutoff generally for people who want to develop their content, submit, and be for 2019? What would be the deadline for submission?
Typically, it's 4 months before the festival is the deadline, because that gives us time to process the content, request it from the filmmakers, make sure that everything is in place, run our tests and so on.
Cool.
So you have plenty of time because it's April 2019 and it's always the last
so basically
weekend
last
of April.
weekend, right? But you get to submit up to December then, essentially.
Yeah.
And the challenge really is so much great content. Right? Because, that is the biggest challenge. We say, what is the biggest challenge with the festival? There are many challenges, but really, there's a lot of great content out there. And I think that's why these web fests have become so popular because the studios are overwhelmed with the content. They don't have staff to screen it. Exactly. So they look to these local festivals who are doing really well to screen and to give them the best of the best content. And if you win, then obviously you're in better standing to hopefully get a deal.
So apart from knowing you're the winner, that you have achieved and attained this, is there actually a prize that goes on top of it? Like you get to go visit someplace with your film, or you get a kiss from Laverne. Is there some prize as well?
Big pile of money.
Well, only if you win, David.
I want to win now.
So they win trophies. Everyone in every category wins a trophy.
Nice.
The top winner gets $1,000. But we also, during this time of the year, we tend to get sponsors who will come on, within that last 30 days and say, well, give away this in addition to that trophy.
Nice.
So that, they can get them. So what we'll do with this. Yeah.
There is a cash prize for the best of the best.
Yeah.
And there are cool prizes. I mean, 2 days ago, we got from one of my amazing clients, spa day at the Intercontinental Hotel.
I'll take it. Thank you.
I thought you would.
Thank you.
I thought you would.
I appreciate that. You're so kind for offering. Thank you, Laverne.
So our sponsors are coming in with some wonderful prizes, and Adrian Arsht is one of our partners, and there will be an Adrian Arsht related prize as well. Nice. So so there are several prizes from several of our partners that I think people will be very excited about.
So this was a lot of information. There's a lot of moving parts going on here. How do people learn more about the details of it in a concise way without reading a whole bunch of stuff on the website? How would they know?
Well, we have a brochure that's on the website too. So they can just navigate on to the area that says brochure.
Right.
And the brochure will tell you pretty much everything you need to know. But also, we're very good about, we have a whole posting schedule, so you'll see content that will pretty much, if people are watching our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter, you'll know what you need to. It's always right there.
And then if you want to participate, you can do like a super VIP, I want to go to everything, or you can break it out by day. What are the various days about? Like, is there a theme to each day, or is it just...
Well, not so much a theme, because there's so many, as you mentioned, there's so many different things going on per day. But we do have sort of day passes that you can get. And then the day that we're at the Fillmore on Sunday. So everything's taking place at the Fillmore. And so with the Fillmore, it's broken up into two events. One is more of a screenings, and then the other one is the award ceremony, which is our big event. So there will be people who only go sort of to the monologue competition and to the celebrity events, the two celebrity events, and then they'll go to the awards. You know what I mean? And some people will pick and choose, and some people just want to keep it simple. Just give me access to everything, and I'll go when I can.
But to keep it simple for folks, we have a few tiers. So there's a VIP all access pass. If you want to go to everything, obviously you can come in and spend 4 days on the beach, have a fantastic time, make a mini vacation out of it, stay at the Dorchester and come to our film festival, watch all the films, participate in Tourism Day. We have that as well, where we do Tai Chi on the beach one morning. I mean, there's a lot going on, folks. Wow. There's a lot going on. Wow. So you can do that, or you can do a day pass. You can do a day pass, a single day pass, or an awards day pass, which is a little slightly higher value, obviously, because it has the awards in there. And or you can do individual tickets, or you can do just the master classes. Right. So those are the 5 tiers that we've created to make it very simple for folks, so they can just purchase quickly for exactly what they're looking for.
I'm just thinking of all of it. I'm just thrilled I'm going to be there. First of all,
yes, we are too.
I was scheduled to go to Barbados for the reggae festival, and I changed that plan because I'm coming to the Miami Web Fest. So,
awesome.
So believe me, I am pumped to hear that not only am I going to be there, but it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
I wonder though, just for people who care about things like I do. So I'm a food fanatic. Yes. And I'm hearing about these day passes. How does that work? Do we buy food when we're there, or is there some package that includes a luncheon, or how does that go? Do you guys have any special events that include food? Please say yes.
So this year we did a shift, right? We shifted from September to April, and things expanded and got better, and we got better locations, and everything is just sort of blossomed, right? In the process of that blossoming, we didn't want to add another tier to it, right?
Gotcha.
But now that we have a whole year, we can add that extra added. We will be doing some.
I feel like we should have something, but
I was going to say
disclosure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we were invited. Taste the Island was
Yes.
invited to do something.
Yes.
Who was?
But
And it included food.
it included food.
Yes.
Specifically to Taste the Islands, but I don't know who was cooking that. So no, the chefs were not able to be engaged for this particular one. So I'm sorry, David. It's my fault. Blame me. Yeah.
But I was going to say, but we will have a food-related event in there. There's the kickoff party that we didn't talk about that happens on Thursday night. It's going to be at Club Aura. So, but there will be. We're working in with one of our partners right now. We're working out the details of having something that's food involved. So stay tuned. Now, the good news is if you're coming to Miami Beach, there are restaurants
Hold on.
and everywhere. So we really wanted for folks to be able to also not only experience the film festival, but we're having a lot of out-of-town visitors. And we wanted for them to be able to sample some of the cuisine that is, consummate, Miami.
Yeah,
so
in all of this,
yes.
What I love about that answer is that I didn't even realize this was all happening in Miami Beach.
Right.
No, listen to that. It's Miami Beach.
It's on Miami Beach.
What?
There are restaurants everywhere.
They could have been just in Miami, like somewhere in the burbs or something, on the beach.
Everything's right on the beach.
People don't do stuff.
Everything's right on the beach.
Man.
Yeah.
And
remind us of those dates. People book your tickets. People wherever you are, Australia,
Hong
New
Kong,
York,
New York,
They're
they're freezing. My
there.
people are freezing in New York. Come to
So the
Florida.
dates are
April
April
26th through the 29th.
Yes.
What?
And the one thing I could tell you is also at every location that we have in an event, there is liquor. So
That's
the
important.
Wilsonian,
Was that your
the
initiative?
Marseille.
Wow. Well, no, I
we
am
had fun.
so happy that we had this time to chat because
Thank you.
I am like so much more informed.
Okay, so
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna do the the competition question.
Please do.
Before we go into, do we have questions from the audience?
I'll check for you right
Okay.
now. I've been
All right. So while you're checking, I'm gonna go ahead and ask the question, which is, they have Bryan and Laverne have named quite a few different venues that will be involved with the Miami Web Fest. We're gonna ask you to name 2 of those venues. Name any 2 of the venues that will be involved during the course of the Miami Web Fest. You're gonna text your answer to 9, and it's any 2. They name like 5 or 6 or 10. Any 2, and you're gonna text your answer to 954-200-5110. The number is on the screen. So go ahead and text the answer. Text the answer and your name, please, so we don't have to read your phone number out on the air. But text your answer to the question. Name 2 of the locations that will be involved with the Miami Web Fest.
And if you're quick, you can rewind the tape real quick and watch it back so you can get information.
Or ask Google.
There's that. Yeah.
Right?
Google. And we're gonna give the award to the tickets to the fourth person to text in the correct answer.
Yes, 'cause
if you text in the incorrect answer,
you're
don't get it.
you're not counting, right?
So the 4th person to text in the correct answer. All right.
I also gotta say, no, I'm so happy we have you guys.
Thank you.
I think that I've been hogging the questions, and I don't see the questions. So is it me because I'm on my phone, or Nikki? Do we have any questions that I missed out on? So while Nikki Lopez Creative is doing her check on her side, I'm gonna still ask another question.
Okay.
So Bryan, this one is directly for you again.
Okay.
Are you doing any new series yourself? So I heard you're actor and producer. What are you working on? Tell me more about just not Miami Web Festival. What's your current project outside of this? What are you doing?
Okay, so my latest project is a web series. It's called The Cell.
Another web series.
Right.
Are you able
Go
to enter
figure.
it? Can you enter it? No. Okay. Tell us about the web series.
Yeah, so one of our stars is a WWE wrestler. Our name is Carly Perez. She's one of the celebs that's going to be in town for the festival.
Nice.
But it's a web series about a government contracted organization that sort of allows the government to keep their hands dirty by doing their dirty work.
Allows them to
Yes,
keep
you
their
know.
hands dirty. I like that.
Right.
Some people don't even know that's what they're doing. But
Yeah.
They get to keep their hands dirty. I love that.
If you watch NCIS, you know.
Exactly.
I'm so bad at TV. But these web series sound good. When do you expect that'll be out? And like, what's
Well, so the first season has already sort of run so we've won a number of awards at different.
Bryan, we need to be in touch. I don't know anything that's going on. How could I find that? Is it on Netflix? Is it on a website? How do I get to see that award-winning first series?
Right. So because we're pending distribution, I haven't made
The
it.
money is coming.
The money is coming. The money is coming.
That's what's
The
important.
money is coming. Bryan won't take
that's
our
the
show
goal.
invite soon. He'll be like,
goal.
I knew them when.
So the first one is already in that
The
process.
first season
Yes.
is in that process, but the second season I'm going to be casting for in South Florida in May.
So Sexy
So-
Man is gonna audition for that one.
Why not?
I'm certainly open to it.
That sounds great.
He can be the role of the Sexy Man.
That's right. I can play that role and others.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right.
I'm sure. All right. So can I ask you a question?
Yeah, you get to ask one.
Thank you so much.
All right.
David. Okay, so you have spent a lot of time. Clearly, you said this is the 4th installment in 5 years
Correct.
because you skipped last year because of the hurricane or something.
Correct,
Like that.
yes.
Okay. So fourth installment in 5 years. You have like 4 or 5 days of activities going on. You have multiple activities going on each day. We're planning a one-day event with like 2 or 3 little things going on, and we're going crazy right now. Right?
Yes.
So how do you balance? And Laverne, I'm gonna kind of point this to you because you
Sure.
talked to us about having a board in place. You talked
Sure.
about having a support system.
That's the
But-
right person to ask.
There you go. How do you balance all of that? And then what is the most fulfilling thing at the end? Like, is it like my baby's born, and it's been fabulous.
Yes, and you
now
slap
I'm
that
happy.
ugly baby and you say, I'm kidding. No.
And now,
It's going to be a beautiful baby.
and now it's growing up into a beautiful swan. So,
Yes.
so is that the satisfaction, and how do you keep it all together?
It is. No, thank you for that question.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the secret sauce is consistently thinking 3 or 4 steps ahead. That really is a secret sauce. It's consistently thinking 3 or 4 steps ahead. And the other part of the secret sauce is having a killer team. As with anything in life, you identify the talent first and find the places where they'll fit in, right? So, so in my life, I'm always looking for great talent. So, and I meet so many people. I've interviewed probably thousands of people at this point in my life. And then when I meet them, I sort of look for where will that person fit that's going to best benefit them and best benefit me at some point. So currently, some of the folks that I'm working with are people that I worked with years ago. So, and you just pull them in. So it truly is finding the right people and putting them in the right place to maximize on their strengths.
Right.
And that is sort of the secret sauce for any organization. Yeah, so we are going a little bit crazy, and we drink, today it's water. Cheers, cheers. Today it's water, and cheers, cheers, cheers. And some days we go into Ricky and Lucy routine, right? Yeah, we become Ricky and Lucy some days, Yeah, interesting enough, he speaks Spanish, but I'm the one more likely to go, ay, coño. That's, if you're from Brooklyn, you know what I mean. And this is just water, I promise.
You had the coffee. You had the strong coffee in there. Right. So it's team, and then the satisfaction.
It is. And the satisfaction at the end, honestly, is watching all of these great artists, because they come and they are so excited, watching them showcase, because for them, they've given birth to this project, right? It's their baby. And by the time it's on screen and people are actually appreciating their work, sometimes there was one gentleman from last year who just started bawling.
Yeah.
I mean, he just started bawling, and just to see what that means to people and to have them showcase their baby to the world, win awards, celebrate them and celebrate with them, that's really the baby, and it's a beautiful baby.
I remember the first time I saw one of my productions on a theater screen, and it was different. Like, seeing it on television is great, you get used to that, but seeing it and it was a small little rinky-dinky theater, but it's like, oh my gosh, it's so big.
Yeah.
So I get it, I understand. Thank you guys for doing this.
Of course. No, thank you. We're so delighted you're going to be a part of it this year. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome.
We are
I'm excited for that.
delighted,
It's going to be, I
yes.
think it's like 5 o'clock on the evening of April 27th.
Yes.
April 27th. So thank you very much. All right, so we are going to go to David's phone to see
I still don't have the 4th correct answer, so we're going to remind people that there is a thing called Google or the website where you can get the correct information.
It's so easy to cheat. Like,
So you can cheat.
the
but
tickets
I'm
are
not
worth $70
each, so it's $140 value, and we're only going to give it to you if you text today, not next week. So get with it, and no on-set staff is not allowed to text to win. I'm sorry, that is not allowed.
The 4th person to text in
I'm
the
wait-
correct
I'm waiting
answer.
for the 4th answer.
Name 2 of the locations that will be participating in the Miami Web Fest. 2 locations.
Hint,
That's all we
they're in
need.
South Beach.
They're in Miami Beach, right? Yeah. So go to the website, get the answer. My gosh, we're giving you the chance to cheat here. All right. So I think we are 5 minutes out, so we're gonna have to wrap it up a little bit. Let's do one quick fire question.
Fire question.
And so you have to answer quickly, right?
Ask me first so they can cheat and get ready.
Okay. If you could meet any historical figure, who would you choose and why?
Oh my gosh, a historical figure that I want to meet. In lieu of what's been happening recently, I really have this guy on my mind. It's okay. And he is Martin Luther King.
You can't take mine. He was mine.
No, well, you should have went first.
Can't
But,
take mine.
right.
Okay, so Martin Luther King for you. And
Definitely.
why? Yeah.
Oh, and why? I get to
why,
ask why too?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, with everything that's happening right now, I would love to hear his perspective on just what's going on with race, with the guns, with just the way the world has sort of developed since the time when he was fighting for what he fought for and helped so much people in this America. I would just love to have the ability to talk to him about what it looks like to him today.
Right.
Understood.
You know what? I'm even though he said it, I'm going to go with the same answer because it means so much to me.
Okay.
It would mean really everything to just talk to him. And like you, I would love to hear his perspective from where he started and what his dream truly was and still is, and how he feels about seeing his little granddaughter march and then speak on his behalf and see how that all comes full circle, right? And then, I'm sure he has tremendous pain from watching his dream sort of get derailed a little bit, but it's not derailed. And I'm sure he sees that when he looks at that beautiful little girl. So, but I would love to hear his perspective from where he was to, along the way and, where we are now.
Awesome.
And I say this from a historical standpoint, but Jesus.
Okay.
And the reason is because I feel that if I was able to meet him and actually have a conversation, his perspective on how we view him would be very different.
Right.
You're like, what are these people?
Right. What are they doing? What are they doing or saying?
I didn't say that. I didn't say it. I got you. Okay. All right.
Go ahead, you first.
For me, it would be, I'm going to say Nanny of the Maroons. She was a Jamaican historical figure, and she was just a bad lady.
I've already cursed.
No, you did it in Spanish. We're on Jamaicans.com. I can't do that. All right. So, because she was just a bad lady, like she was just the boss, and nobody questioned her, and she just got it done. So,
all right.
Nanny of the Maroons for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see other people saying here, MLK, thumbs up,
Yeah.
Tupac. Yeah, wants me to go back to Tupac.
Dear mom.
But I dare to ask this, since I did intro it at the start of the show. So you really want to sing for real? You want to go and sing? I want to hear more about that.
Here we go.
So if you were to get that opportunity, you
Yeah.
had your band, what would you sing about? Would it be like rock and roll? Would it be love songs? Would it be country? What do you want to perform? Tell us. Tell the audience.
I will. Okay, so I'm a music person. I love music from every genre. But for my performance, I picture me being a version of Tina Turner.
Right?
All right.
Another bad.
Absolutely badass. Can I say badass? She's a badass. I mean, she's so amazing.
Yeah.
So I picture some version of Tina Turner, but a little more rock and roll.
What?
Yeah.
More rock and roll than Tina?
A little more rock and
All
roll.
right,
A little
now,
bit more
that
rock and roll.
sounds very
But
powerful.
She's amazing. Yes, that's what I picture.
Okay.
Wow.
Fantastic. All right, so we literally have a minute and a half, so we'd ask you to bust a tune, but.
Oh no.
No.
Okay.
We need the band and the background vocalist
That's
in place
right.
before
All
we
right.
go there.
And
Yes.
voice lessons.
So we literally have, and we'll talk about that after. All right, so we literally have like 2 minutes left. So sorry about that, but you guys want to just give like your last, how do people get in touch with you? How do people find out more about the Webfest?
Go for it, B. See, Ricky and Lucy.
There you go.
All right, so Miami Web Fest, our website is miamiwebfest.com. We're on Instagram, Miami Web Fest, Twitter, Miami Web Fest. You can find everything you need to know through social media, and we're always here. Send us an email, info@miamiwebfest.com.
Yes. Come to Miami. Wherever you are, I know it's freezing. Why? Because this is the only warm spot in the country,
Oh my God.
aside from California.
My Lord.
So come to
Laverne,
Miami and come to the beach.
how do people get in touch with you, Laverne?
Sure. 411. I'm kidding. No. You can get in touch with me by calling my office, 888-628-6506. And or Laverne, Laverne at L brand.global.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you very much. How do people get in touch with Sexyman? Is it sexyman.com?
No, I did not yet
Secure
that domain.
domain name.
So in the meantime, if you go to islandsyndicate.com or islandoriginsmag.com, you can get in touch with Sexy Man, Island Origins Magazine, Island Syndicate, and our suite of services, particularly creative services for businesses. We would love to help you to make your dream a reality.
And of course.
Especially, go ahead.
And of course, if you want to advertise on this show, you're going to do the same thing. Any of those contact points, support@islandsyndicate.com. Please do not spam us. But we definitely want to hear from you. So.
And my final word,
Yes.
do not forget Taste the Islands, June 2nd. You all need to be there. It's going to be off the chain.
I'm still doing my upcoming event.
Yes, okay. Oh.
So we'll just reiterate.
All
Thank
right,
you for
then go ahead.
thank you for
I thought we were closing
iterating.
out the show.
Thank you for iterating. I'm not gonna reiterate. All right. So True Blue Weekend, Jamaica College, Old Boys.
No, past students.
All right, the Old Boys Association is going to be April 6th and 7th. The True Blue Party with DJ Mark Swaby. Xavier from Jamaicans.com asked me to specify. So True Blue Party Weekend with DJ Mark Swaby is 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. at the Grand Cafe. True Blue Soccer Fest. It's 4 different matches that day at Vizcaya Park. That's down in south of Miramar there. It's 2 to 10 p.m. TrueBlueWeekend.com for them. The Jamaica Charity Gala by the American Friends of Jamaica. It's April 14th, featuring an after party with performances by Allison Hines and music by Richie D. Yes, we will be there. Miami Web Fest, where I'll be presenting on April 27th. It's Friday, April 27th. I know, right? I keep hearing F. April 26th to 29th. Miami Web Fest, which we've been hearing about all evening. It's been awesome. The 2018 Synergy Summit for Cultural and Heritage Tourism by Chat CHAT is May 8th, 16th to 18th, and the all-inclusive, ultra fabulous Taste the Islands experience reiteration is June 2nd at the Fort Lauderdale Historical Society. Go to ttiexperience.com. Next week, we are still not quite drilled down on who we're having next week, but whoever they're going to be fabulous.
Yeah,
so please join us.
We kind of do know, but we're not going to share it now. We'll share it later with our beautiful graphics.
Yes, we will. All right, so we will see you next week. I am Calibe. This is
Sexy Man,
aka David. AKA David. Thank you to our guests Bryan Thompson and Laverne Daley of Miami Web Fest. It's miamiwebfest.com. And we will see you all next week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Island Origins Live. It's gonna be